again with another video. So I'm here, it's a brand new year. I'm picking up my first load of the year, and I've been sitting here waiting for a while. Now, when you have your own authority and you're booking your own loads, or you have a dispatch service or whatever, now you got to be careful, because one of the main things you're going to run into is when you're booking these loads and you've never been to these places before, you never know what you're going to get. So I like running loads that I've ran before on numerous occasions, because I can come here and I know it's going to be easy on, and at the shipper, they're going to load it fast, they're going to get you out of there within an hour, and when you get to the receiver, it's the same thing, and that allows you to run multiple loads per day. But when you try to incorporate new opportunity, you never know what you're going to get. So I be running into issues sometimes when I want to book second loads on the same day, and I don't really know how long it's going to take at the shipper, or I don't know how long it's going to take for them to unload at the receiver. It's going to conflict. So that's why you got to understand and know, like when you're running these different loads, that you're running with brokers that know these places, that you can ask them questions like that. Because if they don't know, you know, they're gonna try to make excuses, right? So, but I'm here running the first load, and look, I'm normally at places like this, right? I'm normally at places like this where it's just me and a few other trucks. And with that being said, you would think that they would load you pretty quick because you're really the only one here. But I've learned sometimes that it's gonna take a while. They have to stage these loads sometimes. And as you can see, I'm here, still working. I am sitting here waiting. I have to take this load to Lyons, Georgia. Look like they're staging the load. I'm not sure what they're doing. It look like they're staging the load right now and getting it ready to get loaded. And we should get going. But that's what I'm doing today. Hopefully we can finally get this load so we can get moving, because I have another load to pick up. I need to get this load. It's going about an hour and 20 minutes away, and I have to get off to this load. It's already 10 o'clock, so it's going to be 12 when I get there. And of course, when I get there, guess what they're going to say? Oh, it's lunchtime. So now I got to wait an hour just for them to eat lunch before they come unload the load. So that's how we're going to start the year. I'm not complaining. I want them to get this loaded as fast as possible so we can move on to the next one. So hopefully I can pick up my next load by 2 p.m. and then, you know, we'll be headed towards the end of the day. So let's see how it goes. I am running behind because of the shipper, of course. We about to pull up to the receiver with this load. And I got another load that picks up in Serency, Georgia, right? You know, I'm in these back country cities of Georgia, and it's about 40 miles away, but they close at 3, or they stop loading at 3. So I'm trying to get here, and hopefully they can unload this pretty quickly so I can get off of this load and get to the next load. And this is how I pretty much run. So I like to deliver straight through loads, pick up another load, and this load goes right back to the city. So, you know, I'm trying to get that done. I gotta get here as quick as possible. Well, not as quick as possible. I gotta get unloaded as quick as possible, because this is how the shipper, you know, stop you from making your money. They take all day to load you. Now, I don't know, I might have to cancel this load. But actually, I didn't even book it yet. The guy, the broker said that, you know, the load can pick up tomorrow, but tomorrow, you know, I have other stuff going on. I ain't gonna be able to run the load tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to leave this load anyway. But if I can get it picked up today, I'll probably deliver it in the morning and then move on to my activities that I gotta do for tomorrow. And that is pretty much it. But, you know, I'm gonna show you guys some of the numbers when it comes to this stuff, because you will see that running regional or even OTR, you know, it gotta make sense. You know, this right here I wouldn't even consider regional, but this was only an 80-mile run. It was only an 80-mile run. You know, an hour and a half away to the shipper, about an hour and a half back to the receiver. Once I get the other load picked up, which is about 40 miles away from the receiver, to pick up the second load. So I'm just pushing through this little area right now. This looks like a little, I'm running through a neighborhood. authorities is watching, no, I'm not holding the camera, because you might see the camera moving, right? It's a 360 camera, so you can move it in post, you can move it in editing, right? So the camera is not handheld, it's not moving it literally, right? So this ditch right here. But yeah, I'm still out here. I'm still driving and riding, man. You know? Alright, so it looks like we are arriving right now. And I'm gonna kind of give them a heads up too. So let's see if that works. Give them a heads up, let them know, hey, you know, I got another load to pick up. How quick can you get this load off of me? Alright, so pull up right here. It looks like they got two warehouses. They got one right here and they got one on that side. So I'm just pulling here real quick to see where they want me to back up at. And I'll get back with you. As you can see, I'm the only one here, right? I'm the only one here. This is like, you know, what I like to do. Even though I was pretty much the only one at the shipper earlier, they still took 3 hours to get me loaded, but we're gonna open it up here. I'm gonna let you guys see what we got in the back. Oh, I gotta get something to cut the seal off. Gotta cut this off. So you guys wanted more videos, so now you get to watch me. If you want, I'll show you what my day-to-day's like, right? And really, I just want to show you guys the load. So we got like 27 pallets of copy paper. Now, don't get it twisted. This shit be heavy. This paper. All right, so we got that. All right, guys, so you can see, now we about to back this up to the dock door. Looks like we got, it's not 1 o'clock yet, so if we can get off of this by 1:30, should be good to go. Guys, so I made it to the next pickup, which is in Searcy, Georgia. So I got my phone here. I'm gonna just do a little rundown here on how my day is going so I can paint a better picture for you guys. Okay, so let's start with the first pickup, right? So right here, we're gonna start with the first pickup. And the first pickup of the day was this load right here, right? So we picked up here at this place, Savannah, Georgia, right? And it went to Lyons, Georgia, right? So now, as you can see, let's do this real quick. So let's go to maps. And okay, we're in Savannah. We picked up in Savannah and we went to Lyons, right? All right, so we went to Lyons, Georgia. So that's 85 miles. So that's 85 miles. And I'm gonna pull up a calculator here too so we can keep this up here. So that's 85 miles. And then now, as you can see with the load paid, this load paid this right here, $350. All right, so now that's the first load, picked up in Savannah, went to Lyons. So now the second load that we're here right now is, it actually picks up here in Searcy, Georgia, which is where I'm at right now. So it picks up in Searcy, and this load, as you can see, is going back to Savannah. And this load pays, all right, $527, all right, so $527. So let's go ahead and add that up real quick. So we're gonna put the 350 plus 527. Okay, that's what that is. And now let's see how we're going to go from Lyons, and we had to go to Searcy, Georgia. right? So I drove 41 miles over here to pick this load up. So that's 41 miles. So you can see it's $877 for the total trip for the day, but I gotta go 41 miles. But now I have to go back to Savannah. So total miles, we're gonna do total miles. So we're at 41 miles. All right, so as you can see, the first one was Savannah. All right, that's 86 miles. It's 86 miles. We had to go 41 miles from Lyons, and then from Lyons, right, was 85 miles. So that brings the trip total for today of 212 miles. So if you want to you can break down, you know, how much per mile I was getting or whatever. So I had a half a tank of fuel. I still got plenty of fuel left. So you can add fuel in there. If you want to calculate fuel, you know, 212, let's say divide that by 5 miles to the gallon. So it took about 42 gallons, times that by 4. So it's going to cost me about roughly $169 in fuel. But if you want to add up the how many cents per mile that I was getting, you can do that as well. So at $87, divide that by 212 miles for the day, we're getting somewhere about, you know, $4.14 a mile. And that's just for today. So that's what we're doing today. Now, the first load that I ran, just to be transparent, that's just a load that I picked up because I was coming into the area. But that's not what I do on a typical day. So now tomorrow, what we have to do is, I'm gonna go into my emails here, right? What we have to do tomorrow is, as you can see, let's go to loads. And then here, if you can see these loads here, this is what I normally run, right? So as you can see, I have these loads here, and it's 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3, it's 3 loads. Now these loads here is what I normally do on a day-to-day, right? So as you can see these loads here, I'm gonna zoom in here and show you what these loads pay. All right, so these loads pay, right, $250. That's all they pay. That's all they pay is $250. But if you take a look here, these loads are only going 3 miles, and I do it 3 times, right? So I got 3 of them. So 3, 6, 9, let's say 15 miles. So 15 miles at 3 of them is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, right? So that's $750. You know, and that's only 15 miles. Now, after I get done with that, though, my day is not done. So normally what I run is these loads right here that I run for Red Bull, which is, you know, warehouse to warehouse. And I normally do 3 of them. I had the opportunity to do 4 of them, but I have something else to do when I get done. So maybe this is load that they want me to run 3 of these, but I might have to not run these loads and just pick up more of the Red Bulls instead, because these loads, it pay decent. So let me get out of here, back out of here real quick, and I'm gonna show you. So this load that I'm supposed to run tomorrow, as you can see, it doesn't pick up till after 2. So meaning that when I get done running those 3 Red Bulls, which is 3 miles away from each other, I have to go there, pick up, drop off there, pick up, drop off, must pick up after 2. This load picks up after 2. So I have to go to Statesboro, Georgia, right? And it goes to Elabelle, Georgia, right? Statesboro to Elabelle, and I'll give you an idea of how far away that is from each other for those who don't know. So once I get done running the 3 loads, I have to go from Savannah to Statesboro towards the end of the day, which is 55 miles, an hour away. Now this would be a deadhead back. So I pick up this load, I run into Statesboro, pick that load up, and then I will hold on to it because it doesn't deliver to the next day, but it actually goes from Statesboro to Elabelle, Georgia, right? So Elabelle, right? So it comes back to Elabelle from Statesboro. That's only 33 miles away. So, but I have to actually bring it all the way back to Savannah because I'll hold that load to tomorrow. And then from, like I say, from Savannah to Elabelle, which, because I would hold the load, is 27 miles. So I would deadhead the load back, drive it 27 miles over into Elabelle. And then once I drop that off, I would start my next day from Elabelle, go to Port Wentworth or Savannah. All right. I'm sorry, Port. Let's say Savannah. It's all the same. All right. 27 miles to pick up the load to start off the next day. All right, now you could pretty much do the math on that. So I pick up the Statesboro to Ellabelle for 570, so that's 750 plus 570. Then I run 3 of my 3-mile runs the next day. So that's how I pretty much go and operate day to day. Now, all of last year, I've been pretty much running the 3-mile loads, picking up an additional load. That's pretty much what I did all last year. Towards the end of the year, you know, stuff slowed down a little bit, and I was finding other little loads to run, as you can see, like running up to Serency, going to Statesboro, and all these different type of things. But my point of showing you this is because you can transition and run a different type of way. For those who run like regional or even, you know, long haul or whatever, like I get it, OTR, some people love OTR. When I did it, when I first started into the game, I was very fine with it because I was seeing all these new places. I was going from here to here, city to city, state to state, seeing all these different sceneries, the mountains and all of this stuff. You know, I did it. So, you know, I don't care or desire to do it anymore because it wasn't any more money in it. Now, I know it's a lot of different, you know, ways to make money because we got flatbed, step deck, we got all these different things, we got heavy hauling, we got all these different type of ways to make money in the business. But you know, I got the most simplest way. I run a 53-foot dry van. I back up to the dock. As you can see, I'm backed up right now at the last location before I get home. And then, you know, they load it. I open the doors, they load it. You know, I back up, I pull away, I close the doors, and I'm on my way. So that's pretty much how I like to keep it simple and plain every single day, day to day. So with that being said, if you are running OTR and you running regional or whatever, like it's different ways that you can run. These loads are frequent in this particular area that way because I live in a city that has the port, you know, so we have a lot of warehouse to warehouse stuff going on because we got a lot of warehouses in the area. So that allows for this type of opportunity to run the way that I run. But what you can do is if you are regional and you go home every 3 days, or you home on the weekends, or you run an OTR, you only go home, you know, once a month, twice a month or whatever, I will run into an area to where I can run loads frequent in that area. And that way you only have to stay in one area. You know, you're going from this place to the next place, but you're picking up in the same area, and then you can run into that area, and then when you're ready to go home, get you a load to wherever your home is, wherever your base state is, wherever your base city is, and just do it that way because you're cutting down on your fuel, you're cutting down on the wear and tear on your truck, and you're not running that many miles per day. As you can see, this total round trip is only 212 miles for the total day, and it's going to be even less than that tomorrow because tomorrow, you know, I'm doing the 3 runs, right? So that's 15 miles plus running up to Statesboro and then back. You know, I'm only going to do 125 miles tomorrow. So that's just to put things in perspective for you guys. And I did want to show you guys some numbers on actual Raycon so you can see. So hopefully that give you an idea of it's other ways to try to run and operate your truck. So I can get on the load board here and show you as well that these loads, especially if you live in like the Atlanta area, Charlotte or something like that, they have warehouses in those areas that you can run the same way. And if you live in a more rural area, or if you live in an area that doesn't have a lot of warehouses and stuff like that, I would run into an area that has that type of work, that type of freight, and then I would frequent around that area and do loads from here to there, short haul that, and then I would get a load back home to my base state. Or if you ain't far away, just dead head out of there and go home, and then dead head back into the area, something like that, instead of driving all over the country at, you know, $1.50 a mile or whatever it is. So these are pretty much been the same numbers that I've been running, even though that the typical rates that we've been seeing in prior years have been a lot more. And for the foreseeable future, we don't know if rates going to go up or what they're going to do. So you have to find a way to pivot the game, pivot the business, and make it work for you. And this is just what I do, you know, just my day to day. Now, my other truck, it does containers and it does different little things, and he operates the way he operates. But, you know, this is just what I do, how I operate and run my truck. The other truck, it does do port containers, and that's just what I do currently. So when I do start to expand and getting into military contracts and all these different things, I know it's a lot more money. But if you want flexibility, you want to balance work life, home balance or whatever, or you want to get straight to the money, then let me know. Leave your comments below if you got a better way, or it's just a lot more money into the way that you run and operate, like, or you got contract, heavy haul, or whatever the case may be. just know that I'm also a student to this thing. I'm a student to the game, and I always look for the best opportunity and the best scenario and the way to operate that's going to be, you know, the most beneficial. And it's mostly, you know, working less, making more. Like, you know, I want to work hard. I want to make money. I'm going to do what I have to do. But at the end of the day, you know, I still need, you know, time to spend with your family and these different type of things. So that's all I got for you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, see you in the next video.